So, Dave, we had the conversation, Marvel Rivals, and we had the conversation about somewhat of a comparison to Overwatch 2. And I was leaning a lot on your expertise when it comes to games, but even you, when we were discussing it, you were kind of going by feel, kind of by look, couple of vids here, couple of snapshots here. You were kind of basing it. You were judging the book by its cover, essentially, and giving your opinion based on that. But now I know, just like I said earlier about my grilled chicken, you have now put your balls into this. You've participated. You've partaken. So please fill me in on this goodness. What has your experience been like so far playing this game?
All right. First of all, I want to shout out my wife. She brought me some watermelon Tito's.
Whoa!
I guess we had daiquiri mix or something. She made like a frozen margarita. I don't know what's in it. I'm assuming Tito's because that's what we have up there.
You know what? That's beautiful timing. That's gonna make your rant at the end of this even way fucking better. You see, you about to fuel up.
That's good. Second of all, I'm gonna start this off by saying we could very well have game of the year right now.
Wow!
So okay, there's a heavy swing. Let me explain myself. So
first of all, folks, to clarify, he just took a swig. He hasn't been drinking yet. This is his first one.
So I stand on what I said about Overwatch killing themselves.
Okay.
I stand on what I said about it being a hero shooter, and I explained a little bit what it was like for any of those who don't play it too much.
Including me.
I stand on everything I said. Nothing I said was wrong.
Uh-huh.
The difference is that I actually played it.
Okay.
And what makes it even better is I'm not very big on the shooters. I'm not good at them. And the hero shooter thing is boring. But man, these motherfuckers over there are cooking, man. Dude, there's, first of all, visually, sick. Absolutely fucking sick. The audio, sick. The sound, sick. The music, very superhero feeling, sick. They have the, what do you call that? What's the word I'm blanking on when you have a, like Marvel is a what? IP? I think that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, intellectual property IP, yes.
Yes. They have the IP, Marvel, right? But what happens every time you get these? It's just another shitty Marvel game, and this. No, that's what's swinging it the other way. The gameplay, great. The shooting, great. The accessibility. They have so many characters that are good for people who aren't good at aiming. So it's even if you're not the best shooter, you could still be good at damage. If you are, I mean, not the best, obviously the floor will be, the floor and the ceiling are two different things, but we're talking mid-range, like average play. You can pick a character as a DPS and do damage and not feel like you're missing every shot, because there are characters where if you strategize more, you could do good damage, whereas someone who's really good with the high damage people, you can one-shot people, right? There's a, what's her name? I hate when I have to remember names, bro. Hella.
Okay, hello, yeah.
Is she the one from what's that? Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the best DPS in the game right now, hands down. Her range and her damage is insane. If she headshots anyone from if she headshots any like lightweight DPS, it's a one shot. Or it's very close to one shot. She does a lot of fucking damage, but she takes a lot of skill because you have to be very accurate with her shots. Whereas if you go down to the Scarlet Witch, which I like to play because I'm trash at aiming, her
first step is admitting.
she's mid range,
okay.
And her shot it's like a lock on. So as long as I have them within my radius, even if I'm slightly off, I will still do full damage. It's not a lot of damage. It's more consistent damage. So if I maneuver, if I use her abilities, if I go into stealth, if I go in and out, if I try to pick people off, if I be annoying and be aggressive, even though I'm not cracking the DPS, I can still create an impact even though I'm not that good at shooting. Overwatch has these things, but they have one character who can do it, or maybe two characters, and that's it. Because Marvel has such a large amount of characters that all they got to do is implement them and make the gunplay good, they can give they can do micro changes to different characters who are similar and create brand new characters because of the IP. So they're doing a lot of these things where they're creating a bunch of characters that you can choose from, and you can feel good regardless of your skill on all levels. The other thing that they did that was absolutely amazing that I love is that the base game for it isn't Marvel Universe. They've created, I guess, more of the, I would assume it's the comic style, because the Psylocke that I know doesn't look like the Psylocke in this game. So I don't know what the rendition is from. And she runs around, because I believe Psylocke had a sword, didn't she?
Yes.
Yes. So this Psylocke has a sword as well, but she looks a little bit different than the Psylocke that I know. Right. So I don't know if I'll send you some pictures, or even
I'm looking at them now.
Look it up real quick. Yeah, and I don't know if it's a rendition from a comic book or not. But the cool thing is that they're doing that. They're adding Marvel Universe skins, but the baseline I think are more comic focused. To even like when you go in the bio, like for instance, I can't wait to play her. So they're just adding the Fantastic Four. And the two characters they're adding is Mr. Fantastic, who plays very similar to a League of Legends character, almost damn spot on, which is so I can't wait to try to play him because he reminds me of Jax from League of Legends. Literally, almost his kit is almost the same. And then you have, what is it, Invisible Woman?
Yes.
What's her name?
Yes, Sue Storm.
Is that yes?
Sue Storm or Sue Richards, whatever.
Fucking bananas. Her kit looks so good, and she's a support. Can't wait to play her.
What's kit? You keep saying kit. What's kit?
Their abilities.
Oh, okay.
So like the abilities that they can use. Well, kit.
Just say that. You know what I'm
saying? So, but the cool thing is that this season they're releasing alternate skins for those two, and both of them are like void skins that apparently had made appearances in comic books. Because in the bio it tells you, this comic, it says like the comic number. So like if you want to go back and read it, you could go find it because it tells you exactly where it came from. Invisible Woman is all red and almost kind of mummified, almost a little bit. And then Mr. Fantastic is like, I don't know, something about giving into knowledge over something. I don't know. That's the way they explained it. You gotta look it up because you're a comic person. You'll understand it better than me. But they have all these different renditions of the way they implement these, but it looks like their baseline is comic. So I like that they went away from trying to grab people from MVU and went comic book. And then they're adding stuff to it that's familiar to other people. Fucking genius. They went back to the standard that Overwatch used to do, which is 6v6. And after playing 5v5, I much prefer 6v6. And the gameplay is great. Oh, and then the last thing that I'll rant about, in high level rank, which I'm not high level, but from the feedback that I've heard, high level rank, they actually added bans, which means you can ban certain characters at the highest level, which Overwatch refused to do. They did not want to do that. Marvel implemented it, and all the high level players are saying it's one of the number one reasons why they keep coming back to Marvel, because instead of broken just being broken and you always have to pick it, now it's like, all right, my team doesn't want to deal with Hela, so we're just going to ban her. Whoa. Or two other characters we don't want to deal with. Let's say we got the counter for Hela. Fuck Hela. We can smash her. Let's ban Hulk instead because he's oppressive and he kind of messes with our thing. They can do this now at high levels where they couldn't do that before. And the feedback for it right now is absolutely insane. Their retention on play is ridiculous. I think they're still averaging over 300,000 players consecutively. Like, they have really fucking big numbers. That's the only reason why I tried it. And then I can't wait till we're done here so I can go try to pretend like I know how to play Star-Lord, because I watched a video on how to be a good DPS and he was playing Star-Lord and I like what he did, so I want to try it. So since we wrap this shit up, I'm gonna go play Game of the Year because this shit is fire, bro. It's so good.
So so good, man. I have a question now. You said that that the banning was something Overwatch refused to do. Why was that?
Yeah.
Do we know
I don't know.
why?
It's one of those like it's one of those things where it's like I'll give it to them that like it even took League of Legends a very 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 long time to implement fixes in that manner. Like the League of Legends has been around a real long time, and for a while that I think they had no ban. Maybe they did have bans, but I wasn't there that far back. But they had 3 bans where it was like there's 5 people on the team, top 3 can banned, and it alternated, right? It went one person banned, next other team bans, then your team bans again, then their team bans again, then your team,
It's a free for
and it went back and forth. But the person who was banning was completely random because when you go into the lobby, you don't know if you're at the top of the list or you're on the bottom of the list. You don't know. It's completely random. So if you're someone who's good and knows the meta, right, then you know what to ban and what to deal with. But if you get someone who doesn't know the meta, they'll ban something absolutely pointless and you waste a ban, which could allow the other team to pick something really strong that now you have to deal with. So what they did eventually, after crying for years, they finally made bans not round base. And, well, actually, it might still be round base. It might be round base. Yes, it is still round base. But what they did instead, though, they gave everybody a ban. So now instead of 6 bans, there's 10 bans. So it just went back and forth. I think it was like 2 and 2, 2 and 2, and 1 and 1, or 1 and 1 and then 2 and 2 all the way down. That way, now everyone gets a chance to ban. More characters come out the pool, and instead of dealing with 1 or 2 busted characters that if a high-level player gets their hands on it, it's going to do maximum opportunity, which is oppressive in certain games, especially when they're so good. For instance, Hela is ridiculously strong. She one-shot squishies, and she chunks tanks if you're good with her. And at the highest level, these dudes hit headshots. That's just what they do all day long. So she's just doing maximum damage all the time, and now they have the option to get rid of it rather than being forced to play with it. And Overwatch just had the market, and they just didn't want to do it. If anything, they literally restructured their system to do things that people didn't want, right? So before the Overwatch, instead of doing what people were asking, they created a system where now, before it used to be free, like you could go in, you could pick whatever role. So your guys could like communicate. I'm not talking about high level because you can still technically do it high level, but if you're queuing in now, before you would just queue in, but now you have to actually choose healer, tank, or DPS, which restricted the roles as far as what you wanted to do in a non-pre-made group. So now if someone goes against it, now they're like kind of screwing the team because now you're missing a healer or you don't have a tank. And although that could be advantageous at sometimes, you guys aren't communicating like a group. Whereas high level, they can just, it doesn't matter what role they're in. They'll discuss who to pick and they'll play the game. So instead of they force people to do that rather than giving them what they wanted. Whereas these guys, they make recommendations and say, hey, you could use a tank here, right? But you're not forced to do anything. You can pick whatever you want. There's 6 people on the team, which is way better. And at high levels, you get to ban so that you can strategize your teams, which gives more variety at the high end, which should also make it more fun to watch.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a lot of fun. The gunplay is amazing. The voice lines are great. When you hear people ulting and dude, it's just you're in I don't even want to say Marvel Universe. You're in Marvel, but you're not getting like Marvel Universe character voices. Like you don't hear Scarlett Johansson.
Of course. Yeah. I got that.
You hear Black Widow. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's just the decisions they made on this game is they're just smashing it out of the park. And even people who don't like hero shooters like myself, I just want to play right now.
Oh boy. All right. Well, now that my last question, now that you've officially played it, and you do have experience playing Overwatch 2, the comparisons we were trying to talk about last time, where people were like, "Oh, it's kind of like this. It's basically this." Now that you've played Rivals and you have experience in the other game, is there actually? Do you feel stronger now that the two games are similar, or now do you feel like, "Oh no, this is nothing like Overwatch 2"?
Yeah, so now I'm glad you said that because that was the one thing that I don't stand on. I remember someone saying, well, kind of. When you watch it, it seems very fast paced. It seems very all over the place. And I've seen game like this where you play it and it's like you shoot people and you don't fucking die. And you got too much healing and it's just like you're chasing people around, emptying clips. Nothing's happening. There's shit all over the place. People behind you. It's just like, dude, this looks ridiculous. I think I was making the example of Iron Fist just jumping in, standing there, and beat people up. After playing it, those people were fucking scrubs because I think I remember saying there's no way anyone's that bad. He shouldn't be able to do that. No, those people were that fucking bad because I've actually unironically had an Iron Fist jump in and we smashed him the moment he came in. Now, if he plays properly, he can pick people off, go in and out. He can be a nuisance. If you play it correctly, you can do that. The way the guy in the clip that I saw that I was talking about the first time did it, he was literally standing in the middle of the entire team and no one was shooting him and he was just killing people. So the way that it looked, and unfortunately the clips that I saw gave it a bad look. After playing it, all those things aren't true. If you're allowed to just sit in the backfield and the other team and just kill their supports over and over and over and over and over, and you're not even covered, their team is bad. Because if people are locked in, I've been playing with two other people. And one of them has been playing the Shark Boy, whatever, I don't know what his name is, Jeff. There you go,
Jeff.
Jeff.
That's the one that everyone's talking about. Yes.
He plays Jeff, and Jeff is freaking awesome if you play him well. Joe plays Damage, so he's been mixing up trying to find his character, and I've been trying to find different stuff too. But there was one game where we decided let's just go hard and see if we can just dominate. And Joe went Thor, I went Mantis, and he went Jeff, and we literally were just standing in front of their spawn point. That shouldn't be able to happen because we're just standing right in the middle of their spawn point. There's no reason why they can't kill us. But if you're watching that as a spectator, you're like, yo, this game looks kind of dumb. How are they able to do this? It's just because the other team is bad. If the two teams are good, it gets way competitive. It gets very hard. You need to put somebody in the back to help the support if they're not maneuvering good enough because they're just going to keep dying and your team's just going to lose. It plays a lot better than from what I had saw, so I was completely wrong on the analysis of that one video that I saw because it plays really good. It truly does.
All right then. Okay. Well, look. See, not afraid to get our hands dirty here in Orsini's Uncensored Mind. He went in there and he did the work. And you're actually excited about this now. I was going to say, yeah, you're actually excited about this. You're going to continue playing. See, there you go.
Man, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Next topic, please.
I was interested in playing it, and then I heard you talk about it, and I went, I'm not going to be able. That sounds like one of those games where it's like feast or famine. It's like you're either going to be really good at it, or you better be fucking amazing at it, or you're going to fucking get eaten up. And
that's a cool thing. If you're having
fun, not for me. I'm never going to be that good. Dude. There's so many games that I quit because I can't play online because I'm just getting smoked, and I'm like, all right.
Right, but and again, you'll have, especially if you're not the greatest at these type of games, you will have to put in some work to the main thing that I've been finding very difficult that I'm noticing I'm getting more kills just from this alone. And that's learning the maps. Once I learned that I'm not running into a dead end.
Oh yeah,
jackass.
Yeah. Look,
you know what I mean?
Like a jackass.
I can't tell where I am, and I get ganked, and now I got to run back again, and I'm lost. That kept happening to me a little bit because there was weird dead ends. But The more I play, the more I'm in the right spot. The more I know I can go up in this building, go around, peek around the corner, know the support's coming down, drop on the support, throw my thing down, lock onto them, do damage, see that they turn around, go back to the health pack, try to reposition. Like once you start getting into the mindset of like you know the map and now you're just trying to maneuver the map, that alone will make you better. And the cool thing about this game is that once you get there, you can find something that allows you to do something to be a part of the team. And that's what makes this game so fun.
I just want to contribute. I just want to play.
And you can't. This game allows you, and they're coming out with more and more and more freaking characters that just give different flavors of things to do that you can actually contribute and like do well. The floor is higher, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The floor is much higher in this game because of the variety.
The floor is higher. All right. There you go. Marvel Rivals, everybody, check it out. It's approved. Gamer approved.